All right, what's going on, guys? This is David for Flix Talk Podcast, and I'm back with my amazing host, Josh. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. Pretty good. I know we have an awesome movie to talk about today, a movie that we both saw recently. You saw it today. I saw it late last night. Dude, have you ever seen a movie like the last showing at like 10:15?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, right?
The last time I did was like Blair Witch with you or something else.
Dude, that was like 1999, bro.
Yeah.
Or no, that was even before that, I think.
Was it 96 or 90?
Oh, it had to have been. Yeah, whenever I was in Moore Park, it had to have been before I left. It had to have been 96, 97.
That was a classic.
That's insane. Yeah, and everybody thought that movie was real. That was the funny part.
Yes, duped a lot of people.
It duped us too, because I think we thought it was real, right?
We were pissed. We were sitting on the curb pissed.
Well, no,
I want my fucking money back.
I don't think we were sitting on the curb pissed because I think we thought at the time it was awesome. I don't think it was until later on that we found out it was fake. But yeah, anyway, so we did catch a late showing of this one, and we had work this morning, so we didn't get out till like 12:45 and get back home around like 1-ish, and there was a lot of previews, dude. So, yeah, I think I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, but dude, it really, really soaked in this movie, Searching. And I'll go over a quick synopsis. If you guys don't know, it is a drama mystery thriller that did come out today, August 31st, 2018. But we did catch, Laura and I, my girlfriend, caught an early, I guess, what do you even call these when they come out on Thursday night? Is it like a pre-screener or something?
Yeah, I guess it would be a pre-screener.
Yeah. So, and we like doing that actually because it's, you're seeing it, before it comes out, and usually in a theater, not too many people, unless it's like a crazy Marvel movie, right?
Yeah, then you're screwed.
Yeah. Oh God. And forget about it. But actually, we reserved our seats ahead of time, and we were like, there was only like 3 or 4 people in the theater, and the last thing I heard about this film, other than it coming out officially today, August 31st. God, let me edit that out. August 31st, 2018, was that it came out at Sundance back in January, and it was doing amazing rounds. And we just kept hearing about searching. And then we finally saw a trailer maybe 3 months back. And I was really, really intrigued because I haven't seen a movie that was filmed completely on computers, from the POV shot of you, on a computer since Unfriended. I mean, have you?
No.
Yeah,
that's funny you mentioned Unfriended, but I'll get to that later.
Yeah. So, Unfriended was a piece of crap to me. It was a complete piece of crap. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. And they actually just recently came out with Unfriended Part 2, The Dark Web or something like that, or Return of the Dark Web, something like that. It's so ridiculous. But hey, it's Hollywood has to make movies. They have to keep cranking out this crap. But anyways, Searching. So a quick synopsis of this film, Searching, is after his 16-year-old daughter goes missing, a desperate father breaks into her laptop to look for clues to find her. Now, it's kind of a simple but not so simple premise. And this film does star John Cho, who you guys probably notably remember from the Harold and Kumar series. At least I do.
We've gone too far. Let's go back.
Yeah, right. No, I actually think he was in a lot more TV shows and maybe a couple other movies. We'll have to look it up afterwards. Do you know?
Yeah, he was in a lot of shit.
Was he?
I was like, wow. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you catch any of his other stuff or?
Not really. No.
Okay, so I guess it wasn't that memorable. But yeah, he plays David Kim. He is the father, and it's kind of weird to see him in a fatherly role because he doesn't look that much more old. He looks more mature. But he doesn't look that much older. And especially when you see these Harold and Kumar movies, since they are stoner and raunchy movies, you can only think of him as a stoner. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he was kind of like the more like nervous and level-headed of the two, between him and Kumar, it's just weird to see him go from that, a weed movie, to like a father, like desperately trying to, find out what's going on. Did his, daughter get abducted? Did she run away? What happened to her? You know what I'm saying? So it's a very wild switch. At least for me, it was.
Oh yeah, totally different transition. as an actor and as the characters that he's used to playing.
Yeah.
But I thought he did a phenomenal job.
I thought he did a great job as well. And movies like this are great for actors that come from comedy to kind of break through the barriers so they can show, the world like, hey, I'm more than just a one note, funny joke guy, whatever. And I think he's definitely proving that. We also have his wife who, I'm not going to get too deep into it, because it is kind of spoiler territory. Maybe we'll go over spoilers at the end. But his wife is Sarah Sohn, I believe it. It's Sohn. I don't know how to pronounce that. That's the actress's name. Her name in the movie is Pamela Kim. And we get to see her. And we have a young Margot, as well as you get. So how the movie starts out, I don't want to keep saying young Margot. So you get to see her at 5 years old, 7 years old, 9 years old, and then we jump current to, I believe, a 15 or 16-year-old girl.
Right, 16, yeah.
But the cool thing about how all this started was it all started from like a Windows 95. Was it 95 or 98 or something like that?
I believe it was.
It was the early. It was like the later 90s versions of Windows, right? And I was like, dude, I had that. We all had that,
right?
But he's him and his wife are kind of documenting. They are documenting the life of young Margot. And so you have her in her, piano recitals and stuff like that. And it's very, very sweet and heartwarming. And there's like beautiful music behind it. And, she's playing the piano. You hear symphonies and stuff like that. And then, events occur, which kind of cause a rift between the dad and the daughter, Margot, who is, the movie starts off. The rest of the movie is her at age 16, I believe 15 or 16. I think it's actually 16, they say. And then you have, them, and what I can only imagine, because I'm not a parent, but, a father dealing with a teenager, let alone a teenage girl, in high school. That has to be crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the whole time I'm thinking, if that was me, I wouldn't be able to keep my composure, dude. Like, I would lose it. Like, that's just crazy. Yeah.
So, they don't really have a great relationship as far as talking. You can tell that he loves her, and even at the beginning when she's we jump into the whole scenario almost immediately of her kind of missing. Right. But the last FaceTime call, I mean, she does care about him and stuff like that, and she says, "Hey, I'm at a study group, right?"
Right.
A study group. And then from there, he does not hear from her. He misses a couple of late night calls, something like 11 or 12 at night, like 3 calls from her. And that's where things start to get weird. It starts to get like, Margot's gone without a trace pretty much. She left her books at home the next day. He starts picking up on clues of, I think she's missing. She's not at someone else's house. I think she's actually missing. So this is kind of like what the movie's all about. Him trying to figure out him playing detective, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So we also have the character of Debra Messing, like we talked about, who was in Will and Grace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays detective. Did you ever watch that show?
Vaguely. I remember a couple times. Nothing. I wasn't an avid fan or anything like that. Yeah,
that was a show that was always playing like at my mom's house when I was, whenever it came out. I don't know, whenever it was at the peak of its popularity. And I think my sister used to watch it, so it would always be on the background. I never really had a fascination, but I always saw her. She was one of the main characters, Debra Messing. Anyway, she plays Detective Vic in this film, and she's the one assigned to the case to pretty much just try to find Margot, right?
Right.
Dead or alive, or just try to find, clues of what's going on. And I think she's part of like this like missing children's task force or something, because they talk about, all the other missing children, and he comes to the, I think these are actual statistics too, because I don't know if you remember in the film, he looks up a website and he looks under California, under his state, and it says like, runaway child cases, solved and then unsolved. And it's it's almost like a 50-50. It's like a 60-40 split as far as like
that's crazy
unsolved. So yeah, so they pretty much show you that finding your child is going to be almost impossible. At least in the state of California, it's very, very hard to find these children, whether they get abducted or run away or something, but it's really, really scary stuff, man. And also his brother is played by Joseph Lee. I don't know too much from him, but I know he plays Peter in the movie. So we get a little cameo from him and some interaction going on, as well as a bunch of different side characters, Margot's supposed friends or just classmates, you know what I mean? And we'll just jump into kind of like an overall, I guess, what we liked and what we didn't like of the film. But I had a lot of likes. Did you like it overall?
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Not loved it, but I loved it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I teared up a little bit near the end.
Oh, of course.
Because I thought it was like devastating that he had to go through all this shit, and then, what he found out at the end, it was just like, oh my God. And I didn't see that coming, dude.
Right.
Did not see that coming. Jesus Christ.
And that's another thing too, is that, like you just said, towards the end, John Cho really shined as far as showing more emotions. He got angry. He got really, really angry, and he was crying, and all the things a loving dad would do, because he was in the dark. He was confused, and then he finally broke down. And they even showed in the trailer. He goes, "I didn't know my daughter." Because at first he keeps saying, "I know my daughter. She wouldn't do this. She wouldn't do this," and then it's finally like, "I don't know my daughter." And it's like, wow. Because...
You're like, what kind of shit is she into? Jesus Christ. What's going on here?
It kind of even brought me back to my childhood. Like, all the shit that we did, like, our parents didn't even know about. Like, they really didn't know us. You know what I'm saying?
I remember, like, recently telling my dad, I sold your whole bar, by the way. He was he didn't realize how much alcohol I got rid of.
Like you drank a bunch of...
No, I was selling it to the high school kids.
Oh, you sold? That's what I thought you said, but I didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah. No. I never stole it. I would just put it in technically it was stealing. I would put it in like little bottles and sell it to the high school football team.
I didn't even know about that, dude. I didn't even know about that, dude.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, so you had a little side hustle coming home one night, and he was like, spitting all the shit out, and he goes, "All right, which one has fucking alcohol, asshole?"
Would you try to fill them?
I'm shutting this down.
Would you try to fill them with water or something?
Oh yeah, I totally diluted that shit. That shit was like,
does that really work? Because I hear a lot of people doing that.
No, it does not. He fucking knew. He knew. He spit that shit out.
I bet, dude. But man. Yeah. So I mean, as far as directly getting into my likes, I thought that this was an amazing take on a whole POV of, searching for the daughter and clues via everything technology based, whether that is his phone, the laptop, different social media sites. And that's where I thought their strong point was that all these websites were real websites. And like when he forgot the password, he had to reset it. And how many times have we all done that? We've all forgot our own password. We have to send it to each other.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day for me.
Yeah. We have to reset it and get an email to how to reset it and what's the code and all this other shit. And it was like so dead on. And I kept looking at my girlfriend and I was like, they got it right. They definitely got it right.
But it's also scary because it's like someone can steal your shit.
Yeah.
And ruin your fucking life.
Yeah, because I mean, the dad was easily able to. I wouldn't say he was easily, but after a while, he kind of he was able to just pretty much break into all of her personal stuff, and he did.
Right, and then he was smart enough to have them send the code to his email. And then use that code or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I think I was actually his wife's email. But yeah, he was. I believe so, Pam. Because it had her. Yeah, it had Pam and the Yahoo account or Gmail, whatever. But it really does show how easy it is, and it is scary. I mean, I think this actually. I was looking at some of the timestamps, and it said 2017 because I mean, this movie was filmed last year, and it was being shown at Sundance early this year. But still, I mean, all that technology is still relevant now. We're all using Gmail for the most part. We're all using Facebook, Instagram and stuff, and they show the Tumblr account, and I thought that was really, really cool. And the whole thing with her kind of broadcasting on that website called Ucast or something. I don't even know if that's a real site, but I can only imagine, kind of like a video diary is what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? And Margot had a bunch of video diaries, and it was almost like a cry for help. is what it was, I think, is because she was just kind of, I don't want to get into spoiler territory yet, but she's talking about some of the pains that she has inside, and it was pretty sad because did you actually see the views on the left side of how many people were viewing each video?
Yeah.
It was only like 2 or 3, and I was like, oh, poor girl. Like she was basically just talking to herself and recording it. Right. Kind of like what we're doing right now.
We have people. What?
We get a couple views. But yeah, man. I thought it was very, very authentic. And like I said, the acting was really good. The actress that played Margot is played by Michelle L.A. And I thought she did a great job. I haven't seen her in anything else. I thought she did a really good job, playing Margot at age 17. Oh, I guess she's at age 16. I'm sorry. I guess she's in that CBS show called Mom. And she was also in a episode of Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life of Gilmore Girls. I guess they had like a reunion or something a couple years ago. But yeah, she's in that CBS show Mom, which I heard is a really popular show with Anna Faris. So that's cool. But yeah, she did a really good job in this movie, and I can't wait to see her in other things if she does come out with other movies.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And going back to her and the different transitions, from 6, 9, or 3. I think 3 was the beginning one or whatever.
Yeah.
They used like 3 separate actresses.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And it didn't really, the way I guess they cut it, it was a lot of quick cuts and stuff. You didn't really notice too much. At least I didn't. You know how children look different, of course, when they grow up. But I guess this is so well edited and done. I didn't even notice. I was just really engaged with what was going on, whether it was her playing the piano at a young age or her, jumping on her dad for Father's Day. I thought that was really cute, and all that stuff. And actually, you know what it looks like? This guy, Aneesh. His name is Aneesh Chaganty. Yes. That's the director, and it says he has other directorial credits, but it looks like they're all movie shorts.
This was actually his first directorial debut.
Yeah.
And there's a funny story about him. He saw something in like India Times or some shit on M. Night Shyamalan. Okay. And he was like, he looks like me. I want to do this.
Yeah.
That was at like 8 years old.
Oh, really? Oh, when he was young. Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool when you hear inspirational stories like that. And I feel like we're getting more and more amazing first-time movies from like directors that haven't even filmed a full movie. They've always done a bunch of shorts, and then they break through with one film, and it's like amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and going back to that, there was a struggle that he faced pitching the idea to John Cho. He wrote it directly for John Cho.
Oh, really?
But he had 15 minutes to pitch the idea to him, and then finally John Cho was sold. It was awesome.
Awesome. Okay, good.
I mean, it wasn't there, but I'm sure it was awesome.
Yeah, he's a convincing man, I guess it is. Yeah. So, So other than that, I did like the actual story, the overall story of her, of us not knowing whether she got kidnapped or, she ran away or what it was. They kind of really didn't. She didn't leave any clues, and she was like a mastermind of not leaving any clues. I mean, after a while, we pick up on the clues, of course, but right away, it's like she's a ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like, she went off the grid, and she knew how to do it at age 15 or 16. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't even know how to do that, like, ever in my whole lifetime, really. You know what I mean? And it was cool. They showed, like, different money transferring tools, like Bank of America and Venmo and all that stuff. And I thought that was really cool because I use Venmo all the time, you know what I'm saying, to pay bills. So, yeah, it was cool to see all that stuff. Like I said, the story I thought was really solid. The characters, even the side characters. The only, maybe I'll jump into my dislikes because I didn't have too many, but I'll start it off. Dislikes, the only thing I really noticed, and it was something that was only in post-production. When he was on the phone, the dad, David, when he was on the phone, did it not seem like when he was talking to whoever he was talking to, like it sounded like too much post-production, like it was just added in there and it didn't seem like on sync?
I didn't really catch that.
Like he's like, hey, I'm calling, is Margot there at the house? And she's like, oh, hey, David, no, she didn't tell you she's on a trip or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like they were talking over each other because it wasn't edited that well. Like, it was totally...
Like when he's talking to the piano instructor? You mean?
Yeah. It seemed like it was way too post-production-y, like, as far as, like, it didn't seem really natural and fluid.
It might have been because I'm probably... thinking like they had to do a lot of takes.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you have to do that in post-production because of clarity of the call, I mean, so people can understand what's going on. I understand that. It's a total small gripe. And I think
it's like how much editing we do, or you do, I mean.
Right. No, and then I think maybe the only other gripe I had was there was a couple serious moments, and I don't think I'll just say between John Cho and the brother, you know what I'm saying?
It didn't really hit you, or
I understood what it was kind of building up to, but I felt like when it was executed and the dialogue was exchanged, like it didn't seem natural. He was like, "Hey, I know what you did," you know what I'm saying, or I know what you're doing, or something like that. Like it didn't really seem like if I was in that situation, I wouldn't approach it like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can see that. Not only that, but like if you're his brother, wouldn't you just flat out say, hey, dude, we were just smoking weed, instead of like finally him get it out of you?
Yeah.
Because it's not as bad as what other people were thinking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I guess we should just jump right into spoilers since we're already kind of talking a little bit details about things. But I had more positive feedback than any negative feedback really for this film. So and we really enjoyed it. I saw it with my girlfriend. She's really into thrillers like this. I think she's more on the thriller side. So am I, but that's kind of like her main go-to. Like my main go-to would probably be like horror and maybe like superhero action movies. Right. Yeah, but she's totally into thriller, and I was like, this looks fucking good. We got to go watch it whenever it comes out. So
same, but my girl always figures it out in like 5 minutes, and it fucking pisses me off. I'm like, why don't we even fucking watch the movie then?
You know what?
Pick?
I'm a lot.
Can't figure this movie out.
I'm a lot like that though too. Sometimes I'll look over her and I'll be like, "The dad is the killer," and then she'll be like, "God damn it!" You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm not.
Thanks a lot, David.
Right. But I thought the ending for this film, without getting into spoilers yet, I thought the ending for this film was good. We definitely got a couple twists. Trust me, we're getting more than one twist, guys. At the end, it's not really like. I didn't predict it at all. I couldn't guess what was going on.
You couldn't see it coming. I felt like I was watching baseball because there's so many fucking curveballs coming at me. I couldn't see it.
I see what you did there.
Crazy.
Yeah, but definitely agree. So, do you want to jump into some spoilers then?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do a spoiler-free review?
Warning, spoiler alert. No, you know what?
Or what do you want to do?
Let's just save it for another one.
Well, it's either this one or never. I don't like doing separate spoiler videos.
All right, spoiler alert. Warning,
okay. Warning, spoiler alert.
We can't afford effects anymore, people.
We're just going straight through, guys. No cuts, no edits. This is all real and raw. Here we go. Flix Talk Podcast. We are talking spoilers, guys, about the movie Searching. It just came out August 31st, 2018. Should you guys see it? We definitely say yes. But right now we're going to talk about some details and spoilers from this point on. So if you guys didn't, make sure you guys stop this recording or this video right now, and make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and make sure you guys are subscribing wherever you're listening or watching from. Okay, that being said, let's jump right into some spoilers, Josh, and maybe some tidbits if you have them towards the end. How about that?
I don't have any more.
Awesome. Okay, let's jump into some freaking spoilers then. Do you want to talk some things that you liked or you didn't like that are spoiler related?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't just like the movie. I loved it. Thought it was brilliant writing.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that wrote this was actually the same guy that wrote... Oh, fuck, what was it? I can't remember. Was
he also the director as well, the one I just named, Aneesh?
No, it was a different writer.
Oh, it's different.
Ohana something. His last name's like Ohana something.
Oh, okay. Actually, Aneesh, it was one of the writers, and then Sev Ohanian is the second writer. And, they were producer on Fruitvale Station. Oh,
there you
awesome.
go, Fruitvale Station. God damn it. That's why I couldn't remember it.
Yeah, so Fruitvale Station, if you guys don't know, was Michael B. Jordan's first breakthrough movie. Yo, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. Did you just say you didn't see it?
I still haven't seen it now.
Oh, God. Okay. Michael B. Jordan, one of his best films. I know he's only had like 5 or 6 films now, but this came out in 2013. I had never heard from the kid at all. I knew the story. And, I used to go there all the time, back and forth, Bay Area to Southern California, back and forth. So hearing this story and seeing all this stuff, I was really kind of sucked in at first. And then I saw the film, and it was amazing. A very, very sad, tragic story, but amazing true life story.
I'm going to watch that.
Watch that, dude. Came out 2013, Fruitvale Station. Anyways, he was a producer on that, and it looks like he's a producer and co-producer on a lot of different things. He doesn't have any directorial credits other than My Big Fat Armenian Family, 2008. I never heard of that. But okay.
It's like the trilogy of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, I guess.
Something, Josh.
Other side of the story.
Something, buddy. But okay, so spoilers. So like I told you, there was a twist. I told you. Did I tell you late last night or this morning about the twist that made my stomach cringe?
The stomach thing. And
okay.
I thought it was something you ate. Unfortunately,
we actually did have some amazing vegan grub. So last night. But it was off the food truck and it was rated B. So I don't know if a rating, from a food truck that's rated B, is a good thing. You want nothing less than a rated A star list.
Because it's like they still pass, but
just barely, dude. So anyways, it might have been that.
Just B for barely.
Yeah,
B for barely.
You are fucking stupid.
B for barley.
B for barley.
Right?
You got it.
It sounds like beef for barley soup.
You're a fool. Right? You're a fool. But anyways,
I know.
So the first twist for me, the first twist in the movie is we get a suggestion that the brother could be, a pedophile, and he was hooking up with Margot, his brother-in-law, right? Was his brother or brother-in-law?
It was his brother.
Yeah, his brother, dude. So it was so he's looking through, Margot's, I think it might have been her iMessage on the laptop, and he found out that they were talking back and forth a lot, and it was about stuff creepy. It was some pedophilic talk, but you come to find out it's not. He was actually hooking her up with weed, and it was to cope with the death of the mother, who died from cancer in the beginning of the film, and I believe it was 2 years prior, so maybe at age 13 or 14, I believe I think it was, because I remember them opening her profile, and it says you haven't ran Norton antivirus for 640 days. So I'm like,
Sounds
okay,
like my computer. That's when I knew this movie was going to be realistic. I was like, all right, this shit's right.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I'm just guessing that this was 2 years, since she passed, right? And I believe it took a picture and it looked like Margot was already a little grown. You know what I'm saying? So she was coping by smoking with the brother, and I guess she had talked to him, about her mother and stuff like that. And that part really just kind of made me sick a little bit. But, come to find out the brother was just, supplying her with weed, which is not a big deal to me. But the dad was pissed. You know what I'm saying? But I thought the whole, the whole wrap up, and we finally figure out it was all set up by Detective Vic, and it was like, what? At first, it was really far fetched, and then come to find out she was protecting her son, and then I was like, whoa, that could possibly happen, and she had the power to do it, man. That was fucking great.
That was devastating for me, and then I was like, wow, this is fucking awesome writing.
Yeah,
I couldn't see her doing that to that extent, but there was that one scene when she was just she
played it off
we
well,
caught him,
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, but I like the fact that he still didn't believe it, because it didn't make sense.
It didn't. It didn't. It really didn't make sense, because he just started finding more and more clues, and he was good at it was cool because it wasn't over the top detective work. It's like, okay, any logical person, if they really put their heart and soul into finding out if their child's missing, is going to come across clues like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I thought they did a great job of kind of conveying that, and it came across amazing on the screen. This guy, his first movie, nailed it. As far as the directorial, I love the actors involved. I think, our only major actor involved was, Mr. John Cho, as well as Debra Messing. Other than that, I think we, not too many big breakout, recognizable stars, other than, I think, Margot, you saw in the TV show that I was talking about earlier. But I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think, because of all those things that we named, and the tiny percent of the stuff that I didn't like, I think I'm going to have to give this a solid 9 out of 10. As far as on the thriller scale, as a thriller movie, a solid 9 out of 10. Does that mean I'm going to...
Oh my God.
Hold on. Does that mean I'm going to watch it again? Probably not. Because usually when I watch thriller movies and I kind of, I see what unfolds, I'm so satisfied and I'm either love it or I hate it. And I definitely love this one. And I give it a solid 9 out of 10. I recommend it to anybody that's into movies like this.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Did you get it like this, Dylan?
Same fucking thing. God damn it.
Well, that's good.
Excellent.
That's good. And you know what's good about that, if us having the same score, is that it really kind of puts into perspective how many movies we've reviewed and watched this summer. Because, dude, am I the only one that thinks summer 2018 has had a lot of shitty movies? More shitty movies than good movies?
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad.
Dude, we had like Mission Impossible, Fallout, Avengers, Upgrade. Like, we didn't have like a Deadpool 2. I mean, other than that, like every other movie fucking sucked balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, like it was like, yeah, that was a movie. Okay. But like, is it memorable? No, I don't think so. I feel like the past couple of years, we've had a lot more summer blockbuster movies,
Not even just movie theaters. Like, I watched this bullshit the other day, on Netflix, Prodigy, and I was like doing shit in the background while I was watching the movie. That's how fucking bad it was. It was like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
it was fucking boring.
They should create a subgenre of movies called like phone time movies, where you just sit on the couch.
Filler movies.
Yeah, filler movies. Yeah, where you could just sit back on the couch and then twiddle your thumbs and not look at the screen, or just go on your phone or do anything else. But you're just basically using it for background audio. That's it.
Right, but I will give Netflix people some credit, because we watched this one last night. The wife picked it the other day, and it was Pandora last night, and it was actually pretty decent.
I feel like I've heard of that one. Is that an older, like kind of an older one, like maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's sci-fi, right?
Yeah, where they're all like stuck on that ship.
I haven't heard of it. I've only seen the cover, so I don't know too much about it. But yeah,
it was pretty decent.
Yeah, Netflix is definitely hit or miss. I feel like it's a lot more miss. They're just buying up a bunch of sci-fi movies for the most part. A lot of their original content is like as far as like shows and of course the stand-up comedy. I think them getting into the whole stand-up comedy realm was the best thing they could have done, as far as like offering to put out a Netflix original stand-up comedy with Dave Chappelle or Chris Tucker, whoever, all these comedians, was one of the best things they could have done. Best
and that could have been what saved them, because I'm still kind of salty that they got rid of How I Met Your Mother. Hulu bought it out.
It's funny. You know what is absolutely funny and scary?
You were looking it up too last night?
No, I was looking up. I was watching a video on the season finale of How I Met Your Mother, and how and how they were saying that was rated one of the worst season finales of all time.
What?
Did you know that?
Really?
Because it did not end when he met the mother. It ended 2 minutes after that with him explaining to the children about how he met how they met the mother, and how I guess the kids said, "Oh, you should have married this other girl instead." I never watched the fucking show, but they said, "Okay, after you met the mother, you should have just fucking ended it, just faded out." But instead, they just kept bleeding it on. Anyways, that was just something funny I wanted to throw in there. But yeah. So you give us a 9 out of 10 as well, right?
Huh. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going at 30. We're almost at 35 minutes right now. So we're gonna have to cut this one. We just said we wanted to make it 20 minutes, Josh. What the fuck are we doing?
It's when people come together that grew up together and know each other. Unlike this movie,
it happens.
He didn't know his daughter, dude.
He didn't know. I did not know my daughter.
He didn't. But I want to see more movies with John Cho.
Yeah.
Same director, emotional, almost crying, or okay, fine, I was fucking crying in the movie. Okay,
Shut the fuck up. Well, I definitely did tear when the mother died at the beginning of cancer. That kind of hit me. Yeah. You know, it sucks because I mean she was young and you know it seems like it happened so sudden, and that's what cancer does. The big C. Yeah. It really just takes people and cuts them down in the prime. You know, or usually when they least expect it. When you're not expecting it, it cuts you down like a tree. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, bro. So I think we're going to end it on that note, and we're definitely going to tell people to watch it this weekend, you know, or soon, definitely whenever they can. I would say pay full price for this one for sure. This is a full price movie right here.
Full price, get reserved seats. You don't want little shitheads kicking your seats.
Yeah, get in. I did actually see it. We did see it in that. It's called like Dolby Atmos or something like that, or
the X thing, the D something, or D.
Yeah, well, it's not D-Box. It's just called Dolby Atmos, and it has like speakers all the way around you, and that was the best way for me to watch it. Maybe not that movie in particular, but probably just movies in general, especially action movies. I mean, there's speakers. It's like 360 surround sound, you know, speakers. Nice. But definitely go to a great theater. You know, a great sounding theater. Right. And the screen when I was watching this was fucking huge, bro. It was like beyond IMAX. It was like a capacity of 350 people, I think. And that's usually a larger theater. Yeah, it's a large. It was an AMC theater. So,
it's like the planetarium?
Something. And I found this, our AMC is so weird. If you go into one theater, it's gigantic. And then you go into a side theater and it's really tiny. And like the seats are like different than the seats in the other theater. Like each theater has a different set of seats. It's so weird.
That is weird.
It's so fucking like, wouldn't you want to just keep the same theme of cushy chairs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways,
sitting on a fucking hard ass chair.
I know. It felt like I was sitting on a fucking log. You know what I'm saying?
That's weird.
Anyways, guys,
shit, log. Remember Ren and Stimpy? Log,
yeah,
log.
It's fun for you and I.
It's better than wood. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good
exactly. Yeah. It's better than bad. It's good. But yeah. Here we go, guys. All right. So go watch the movie, please. Definitely give it a watch. If you like these actors, if you guys like this kind of story material, I say you guys are going to enjoy it. All right. So like we said earlier, if you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys are listening on a podcast, anywhere, iTunes, CastBox, Google Play Music, make sure you guys write a review. We need some reviews and some feedback, guys. Give us some star ratings or whatever the hell however they rate it. And make sure you guys are checking us out on our social medias, Twitter and Instagram at Flix Talk Podcast. That's at FLIX Talk Podcast, as well as our website, flixtalkpodcast.com. And I'm going to make sure I upload. Josh has some reviews on there too that he wrote out as well. You know, some thorough written reviews that I'm going to actually upload this weekend. So make sure you guys check the website for that. And that's all I got to say, Josh. What else you got? What else you got going on?
Go see it. I urge you. It'll tear you up. It'll make you think twice about your kids there. Anyway, go see the movie.
You got anything else going on as far as what you're watching? What are you currently watching, man? Maybe we should do a whole video of what we're currently watching. I'm out of
shows, dude. Honestly, I finished all the shows.
That's another thing I wanted to talk about, you and I, of what shows we're watching or what we're kind of passing up on or what we're looking forward to. We should do a whole episode like that.
I'm looking forward to Mayans.
Oh, I have
Tuesday, brother.
Did they? Wait, what?
Tuesday.
It's coming out this Tuesday?
Dropping down. Yes.
Dude, yes, and It's Always Sunny in Philly is coming back on this Wednesday. Oh my God. Yes, season 13, baby. Fuck yeah.
No way.
Okay, anyways, we're going to end this. It's too fucking long. 40 minutes, buddy. All right, I got to go. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is David from Flix Talk Podcast signing out.
And this is Josh from Flix Talk. Tell you to keep on listening.